I'm just here to show you some of the new features that just happened with the Facebook update that took place on the 31st. So let's get started. So first thing you want to notice is there seems like there's a lot of blank space in here. The first thing I would tell you, you want to take this tour if you haven't done that so far, because this tour is going to be very useful for things for you to get a complete understanding of what's going on. But notice here these blank spaces. Anytime you see empty area in these spaces, you want to make sure you go in and put information that talks about those different areas, because you don't want to have any empty spaces whatsoever. One of the first things I always tell people to do is you want to add some kind of cover. So you just click on cover. You want to make sure you have some photos already uploaded, or even a banner or whatever you've done, but it's got to be like a JPEG type of picture. Make sure you have it uploaded, and then go in here, and then that way you can just choose from your photos. Like I'm going to pick this one here for Carl's, and you'll see a preview of what it's going to look like, and it actually allows you to reposition if you want to move it up and down and so on. So you can just say save the changes, or you can move it up and down. Come on, open. Let me. There we go. I'll move it about right there.
I pull it up a little higher than that. There you go.
Okay. So now we get the pictures of with the Jacksonville Giants. When you save it, you'll see how that it makes the new profile at the top of the page. So that's what it'll look like for when a visitor comes to see your page now. If you scroll down, you'll see some other places that are new things, like you can take recommendations that people have made and you can bring them to and highlight them. Your timeline, you want to make sure this is filled up. So if you don't have items that you've entered recently, you want to go and enter 2 or 3 posts to make sure that all that vacant space is full. You don't want to have a bunch of vacant space if you can help it. If you're not doing regular posts to your Facebook page, you're going to have these kinds of vacant spaces, because this timeline feature is going to actually create that space for you. And I'm telling you that you don't want to have those kinds of vacant spaces.
So ideally, how often do you need to feed that monkey to avoid that?
I would tell you the minimum number of posts you need to do is once a day. If you don't do at least one a day, you're going to start having these kinds of spaces. But you can schedule these kinds of posts. They don't have to be where you're just going and finding stuff. You can do it either from your cell phone. You can use Hootsuite or TweetDeck or some other aggregating program where you can schedule some nice posts. When I go camping with the Boy Scouts, a lot of times I'll upload a picture of us camping and so on. But you want to keep it filled, because if you don't do something every once in a while, people will assume that you're not paying attention to your Facebook page. And the same thing goes with your fan page. So in your fan pages, if you're not adding current events that are going on, people will essentially abandon you eventually. A couple of new features that you want to know about. So if you get a conversation started and it really sort of needs to be private, in the past what you would have to do is go to your personal page and then start communicating with them. Well, now you can actually take your message just private without leaving your fan page, and that's a very useful feature, especially for providing customer support if there's a sensitive item that's some kind of problem that's going on, or it's a health issue, which there's privacy issues and so on, or legal issues. So all those kinds of things can be now taken offline, and you're doing private direct messages versus them being posted on the screen here. Last thing I would tell you is this is probably a really good time to go through all your data and make sure it's current, and make sure there's no misspellings and all those other kinds of things. Since you got to update the pages anyway, you might as well go through there and look for those things. If you're not getting enough likes, this is also a great time for you to go in and invite people, because since they've updated their system, they've actually are now allowing you to use the invite system more, where in the past you sort of had to find it and all this other kind of stuff. So if you look at the top of the page here, there will be a place where it says build an audience, invite your contacts. This is a great time to do that and get above 30 members, because once you have 30 people following you, then you have a lot more statistics that you could look at and so on. So that's what I have to talk about Facebook today. If you have any questions, give us a holler on the phone numbers on the website there. Hector Cisneros with W Squared. Check it out.